Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to use this carding. Now if you go to first we go to outliner and we can see the car rig is actually grouped under this futuristic car group, and it is in this particular layer actually. Now there are some other objects in this particular file. This is a night setup file which is included in the pack, and these extra objects are hidden in this particular extras layer for easy manipulation. Now if we look at the car rig, it has a master controller, and with the help of this master controller we can translate, rotate or scale this particular car. So if we start to translate in the x-axis, we can see the wheels will be spinning at the proper rate as we are dragging the car forward or backwards. These are connected, these wheels are connected to the master controller. It scripts actually, and we don't have to do anything for that, and the car can be rotated as per our requirement. If we need, the car can be scaled down or up also with the help of this controller. And there is also a visibility control. If we need to hide the car, if in some cases, then we can do that. Now there is also a smooth attribute in the master controller. Right now the value is set to 4. Actually, if we see in the viewport, the geometries will look like just as the low polygon models, but if we start to render this thing, I'll just drag down the quality and turn off final color right now, and if we render, then you can see it will render smooth actually. Mental ray, sorry, I have to put some light basically. So okay, let's take a directional light, and if I put it over here just like that for some testing purposes only, so we can see that it will render in totally smoothed out condition, because I have used a mental ray subdivision smooth, which will work at the render time. It will keep the same light, and we can handle the model easily in our scene. As you can see, the whole geometry is smoothed out. So if we just select our master controller, and if we put the value to 1 in the smooth attribute, and I'll take a region render right now. So now the model is rendering in base mesh condition, actually subdivision level 0, as you can see. So from the master controller we can adjust the smooth level for our particular rig, particular model, and 4 is the higher value which we can set over here, and this is enough value for rendering your car model even from very close view. So another attribute, which is basically overspin or freeze, with this particular value we can freeze our tires, like there are front tires and rear tires control. So if we put 0 over here and if we start to move our car, then as we can see that the front wheels are actually not spinning right now. So when we need this kind of thing, like if our car is just getting stopped and the tires gets freezed because of the brakes, and we can animate this value for those times. Even we can overspin our tires if we increase this value. As you can see, nothing is happening. That's because the translate value is 0. So we have to put at least some value, like we can put 1 to get this going, because if 0 is multiplying with this, so we'll always get 0. There is another utility for this particular value actually, like if anytime we need to scale down our car or scale up this car, you can see right now the scale is at 0.5 values. So right now if we try to move our car, the wheels are not spinning at the proper rate. As we can see, it's like just skidding because the scaling value is 0.5. So the unit calculation through the script will not be right. So what we can do, we can just double up this value. Like if we are scaling our unit to half, then we can multiply the value from here. Now if we move the car, now it's fine. The same case, like if our scale is 2, and as we can see the tires are overspinning right now. So what we can do, we can just put 0.5 value. Now there are some other controls. I'll just get rid of this directional light. Now here is the steering control for our front wheels, as we can see, and the value is limited to -45 to +45, and I think that is enough for our car. There is also rocking control over the car, and there is also leaning control in the X direction, and there are some extra controls like suspension control for all the 4 tires, and there is another extra control for both the front wheels if we want to just use the suspension value for both the tires at the same time at the same values. So you can use that also. There is another control for our squash of the tire. I'll just simply select these tires and give it a viewport smooth by pressing 3. This preview smooth actually is not needed for rendering, because as we have seen that we already have smoothing value over here, but this is for just previewing purposes. So the tires are right now totally inflated. As we can see, if this car is standing on the road, there should be some flatness to the tire. So we can add this thing and adjust the value. Like I'll put 1.5, and I'll just turn on wireframe on shaded, so we can preview the car properly. And now as we can see, the car is moving very nicely. Sorry, I'll put the scale value to 1. Fine. And now as we can see, the squash value is working just fine, and also you can steer the car. Okay, so there's the squash control for our tires. Okay, Now there is some special control actually, and that's for the lights. This is the light control for the car, for headlights, turning lights, and backlight, even the tail light. Now there is already some values. I'll turn the values to 0 and I'll just turn on the extra layer. So as we can see, there is some dummy geometry and floor, so we'll be able to see the light. Let's select the lights and I'll do one thing. I'll just turn the viewport lights on. Now I'll put some value to my headlight, and as we can see, there is no limit actually for the intensity of light, which you can control from these particular attributes, and even the lights will glow basically, which is not visible directly to the viewport. I'll put 5, which will be sufficient, and if we take a render, now as we can see, the light surfaces are actually connected to that particular attribute, and if we turn on our lights for our car, then automatically the geometries will also look like that. The light is coming out from that particular geometry. Okay, I'll just press the escape button right now, and you can test with other lights also, like right turn light. So if we press a value of 5, say I'm just giving it a value of 5, and if we take a render, okay, so as we can see right now, the turning light is on and it's looking like it's directly coming out from this particular section of the car. So we can use the other light as well. We can turn on the tail lights. As you can see, it's working fine. I'll just take another render to show you the particular functionality. Okay, so as you can see, our tail light and the back lights are now lit up, and all we can control from this particular controller. So it's very easy to handle this particular rig. I'll just turn off these extras and I'll just press 5. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and if you like it, purchase the car and give it a 5-star rating. Thank you again for watching.